We usually date the beginning of the universities in the Western world to the 1100s. First Bologna in northern Italy, which was mainly for canon law, as we call it, law of the church. And then secondly, the great University of Paris, which went beyond and to study theology and philosophy, and Oxford in my own country, England. To some extent, they were principally for the training of priests. Nevertheless, they went beyond purely religious learning, and there was a great interest in learning as such the whole human person, the whole world. And the church has always been courageous in wishing to listen to the various intellectual and human challenges. And that goes right back to the early church, where the church had to face the hugely rich Greek and Roman culture into which it was born. And it didn't retreat into a ghetto, but was willing to listen and learn.
The Church believes that education in general liberates the human being from the slavery that can happen when people do not have an understanding of the truth. Pope Paul VI wrote that in the Church's social mission, the first curse that the Church tries to eradicate is the curse of ignorance. When people have access to critical thinking and know how to make decisions based on analysis of different positions and an understanding of the truth, then those people are freer. So the liberty of the human person, which is a liberty to come to know others and love them, to know God and to love God, is something that derives from education. So the Church is extremely interested in education at all levels and in all disciplines for all people. When you move to talking about pontifical universities, these are very specialized places where people come to understand in a deep way the revelation that God has given the human race and the consequences of that for the Church's engagement in the social milieu, the political realm, and so on.
The pontifical universities in Rome have functioned in a way that's analogous to, say, the military academies or Ivy League universities in the United States that tend to be a place where future leaders, professors, bishops, diocesan administrators are trained. In the last, say, 50 years, the experience of a generation or two of Catholics in the West who were not well catechized, that's a crisis in education. And if you're going to have an impact on a situation where the lack of education is the key problem, really the best point of leverage in the Catholic Church is precisely Rome, because you're training the educators of the educators, the people who are going to be rectors of the seminaries, who are going to be professors at the seminaries, who are going to be bishops appointing the rectors, etc. The people who are going to be in control of education and can make a difference, many of them, a disproportionate number, will be studying in Rome.